Today I'm going to review a Bible that recently came out from Holman, and this is the CSB Adorned Bible, and this is featuring illustrations by Gustav Dorr. So before I take this out, let's just go over a couple of the features here. So we're going to have more than 200 line art illustrations by Gustav Dorr. We're going to have a single column setting with wide margins and then gold accents. It is a black letter text, but we are going to see gold type for any scriptures that are associated with the illustrations that are found throughout the Bible. We're going to get drop caps that begin each book and bold chapter numbers for easy reference. We have a Smithsonian binding, 10-point font size, topical subheadings, footnotes, concordance, and then a presentation page in the beginning. So I'm going to slide this out of here. So this Bible, I think it looks really elegant, the cover and just the design of it. And this is the gold leather touch that I have here. There are other options. I know it's kind of hard to pick it up with the camera here. Hopefully you can see it has Holy Bible and then just this nice ornate design. It has a design around the border here. We're going to have perimeter stitching. We're going to have two ribbons in a kind of a gold and a cream color. The spine also has that really pretty design on. We're going to have CSB, have Adorned Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and Holman, and then we have these nice designs here in the middle. Hopefully you can pick that up. It's a lot because we have like a shimmery gold imitation leather, and then this is in gold as well, so the camera is probably not doing it justice there. We also have gold gilding here. And you can see as we go through here, we're going to have these gold accents as well. So the first thing we're going to see is a table of contents. Then we're going to get an index of Dorr's illustrations that we're going to see throughout. So an illustration index. We're going to get an introduction to the Christian Standard Bible. I love the CSB, so if you're not familiar with that yet, definitely check that out. Commonly used abbreviations, and then we're going to get into the Old Testament. So as you can see, again, this is a single column format. You're going to have some space in the margins if you'd like to write or take notes. We do have these nice gold drop caps, and then I'm trying to move this closer here so you can see. You're going to have this gold font here for any verse that is associated with an illustration. So we have that gold verse there, then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And then you see the illustration on the next page. We're also going to have our chapter numbers and our verse numbers in gold as well. There's a lot of artwork. As I mentioned earlier, it's like 200 plus illustrations. So every time you see that gold font, it's going to line up with an illustration. Again, 10-point font, so it's nice and easy to read. I wasn't sure before I got this how the bleed through or show through, excuse my daughter dropping cups everywhere. Anyway, I wasn't sure how the bleed through or show through would be with these illustrations, but a lot of times you get it back-to-back illustrations, so you don't really have that problem. And I haven't really noticed it being an issue anywhere. This appears to be line matched. So yeah, like I said, and here's one where there's not an illustration on the back, and you can see it's really not that bad. I really don't, I mean, you can see a little bit, obviously, like the outline of it, but it does not hinder me from reading the scripture. And that was kind of my biggest concern with this one. I was like, well, the illustrations are nice, but are you going to be able to read the scripture on the back of them? And like I said, a lot of times it's a double illustration, but if it's not, it still is not an issue reading it. This Bible would make a nice reader. Illustrations just kind of help bring it to life a little bit too, I think. Now the gold font that they use, it's not terribly hard to read. It's not, I feel like it could be a little bit darker. Not like the darkest, most bold font in the world, but it's not a deal breaker. Like, you can definitely still read it. I do think the gold makes for a nice, elegant look to the Bible. Alright, let's go ahead and skip back here a little bit. So once we're in the New Testament, you can see this is a black letter text. The only color you will see is, of course, the scripture that are associated with the pictures, the illustrations. Do you like the drop caps at the beginning of each book? Alright, so we're at the end here, and we're going to have the CSB Concordance. And then that is the end. So this is a beautiful, just kind of artistic Bible here with those illustrations throughout, and you have your single column, makes for a nice reader. The gold gives it a really elegant look. I do like this cover. Like I said, I like the gold. I do think the gold font that they used for the scripture could maybe be slightly bolder, darker, maybe a little bit easier to read, but it's not horrible. It gives it a nice look. And I really like that even with all those illustrations, it doesn't make it difficult to read the scripture. So this again is the CSB Adorned Bible from Holman. It comes in several different cover options. The one that I showed you today is the gold leather touch.